Good morning, I'm Paul Remde and I'm here today with Lumpy Paterson, who won the day yesterday in the 18-meter class. Lumpy, please introduce yourself.
Yeah, thanks Paul. Lumpy Paterson from Australia. I fly at Tokemall and this is my first World Gliding Comp, so really excited.
Yeah, congratulations. And you're flying which glider are you flying?
JS3.
Okay, what's your contest number?
LP for Lumpy Paterson, yeah.
Perfect, all right. So for anybody following online, look for LP on the tracking sites. Please tell us about the day yesterday. How did it go? It was a long task.
It was a long task and there was some concerns when we had our chat in the morning about the briefing and what influence that high level cloud was going to play on the day. We started off really well. There was queue formed up to the shadow line, which everyone was doing exceptionally well and quite fast speeds, but then we had to change gear as we got within 30 or 40 kilometres of the first turn point, completely overshadowed. Everyone was slowing right down and flying at or best LD, I think, to see what was happening. I was midway through the field, so I was quite interested to see what people did after they turned the first turn point. Some headed directly back towards the sunshine, the way we'd came. I decided to run out to the left and run straight on track. Sean Fiddler and I basically went to the left and tried to pick our way through some queues down there with a strategy of just staying airborne as we could get down into the sunlight area. And then we did that, and we did that reasonably well, although Sean and I separated maybe 30, 40 kilometres down that leg. But I could see then that the Seabreeze influence was starting to come in from the southeast, and I thought if I can get connected with that, then I think the day will change. I know a lot of the gliders went out to the west, and in some cases deviated to the western side of the airspace down there. So I thought that was a much longer route, and I couldn't see much advantage out there. There was no queue, and it looked quite blue. So I was pretty keen to see how they went through there. But once we connected with the Seabreeze, it was a good run. It was in company of 4 or 5 other gliders then, a couple of 33s and a couple of JS3s, and that made the work really quite easy. Everyone was working together, everyone was taking their turn to lead out from that point, and it was quite a good run home. We sort of did it together, and fortunately, unlike the day before, the clouds still worked later in the day. So whereas the day before everything shut off really, really quickly, I was a bit mindful of that. But once we turned to the last turn, we had 15 knots of tailwind. The clouds were lining up beautifully, so it was just a matter of picking up the right energy line to run home on. So it was good fun.
Tell me, if you don't mind, a little bit more about the Seabreeze front that came in. So you said that was a good thing because did you fly like a convergence line, or? I
was using SkySight on the LX, and I was looking for that sort of that line or the depiction of that front coming through. It wasn't definitive, but you could certainly see more presence of cumulus cloud. They seemed to be quite organised as opposed to scattered and all over the place, and there was a defined line there, and it was slowly working its way inland, which I thought, well, that's why I thought it was the Seabreeze, because it was working its way in. And as opposed to going out to the right-hand side where I could see nothing but blue, I thought, well, this has got to be the best option. So,
were you flying straight under the when that came in, or still thermaling?
Well, still thermaling. It didn't set up like a convergence line as much. It was still isolated cumulus, but they were lining up on track, which was very handy.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, tell us a little bit about your business. You live in Australia and you work. You own Tokemall Soaring.
Yeah, I do.
And tell us about that.
So everyone would be familiar with Sportavia, which was where Ingo and set up there in 1970. So a lot of people have flown out at Sportavia.
I have.
Over the years, for sure. And that closed down in 2006, 2007, and Sharon and I bought the old World War II hangar, which is known as Sportavia, in 2015. Weren't really sure what we were planning to do with it at that stage, but I kept buying gliders and accumulating gliders, so we thought, well, let's see if we can rent a few out, and it's gone from that to now where we're a full-time gliding operation, or the only full-time gliding operation in Australia. We've got 26 gliders, everything that ranges from an Australian-made Boomerang through to a JS3 Res or a Ventus 3M. So we get a lot of joy out of teaching people how to fly, so we've got 4 or 5 training gliders as well. We've got instructors, so we've tried to cater the business so that you can come and know nothing about gliding, go solo, and then make your transition away right through to the latest and greatest ships that are available to the pilots around the world. So and we still get a buzz out of doing it. It's a really rewarding job.
Yeah.
There's no money in it, of course, it never is, but it's very rewarding.
I can relate to that.
Yeah.
In my business. And it's a wonderful place to fly gliders. When I flew there many years ago, we had cloud bases up at 10, 12,000 feet the day I flew, and it was just phenomenal. Strong lift and easy to go long distances, and a lot of good days of good weather there throughout the year, right?
Yeah, look, absolutely. It's 3 hours north of Melbourne, and I think that's just far enough away from the coast to get into the warmer air, and we're north of the mighty Murray River, which seems to make a difference. If you fly to Benalla a little bit later at the starting and close it off a little bit early, but Tocumwal seems to be just right. So it is very good conditions up there, yeah, and we're very fortunate. And it's all flatland flying. There's no mountains up there, of course, but when the summer kicks in Australia, it's usually a good place for soaring, that's for sure.
Do you operate year-round, all year?
We do, yeah, we do. Yep. We quite often, obviously, during the winter time, we're doing more instructional flying than we are cross-country soaring, but our season starts November through to March generally for the cross-country flying, at least anyway.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for taking the time to talk with me today. Congratulations on your win yesterday. Well done on a really tough day.
Thanks, Paul.
And have a great flight today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Good on you.